Chapter 10, The Birth of the Veadir. And the Most High said, Let there be seed upon the worlds, living things with bone and flesh, blood and breath. And let there be first ones to shape their kinds. Thus were formed the Veadir, mighty spirits cloaked in flesh and wonder, the progenitors of all living creatures. To each family of beast, bird, creeping thing, and swimming kind, he gave a Veadir, noble and wondrous, that life might spring from their will. The Veadir were not many, but each was mighty. They were not gods, but were as parents to the beasts. The Veadir of the stag, antlered and wise, brought forth the deer, the elk, and all their kin. The Veadir of the great cats, crowned with burning eyes, divided the lion from the tiger, the leopard from the panther. The Veadir of the winged, with feathers of dawn, sang forth the falcon, the dove, the raven, and the heron. The Veadir of the seas, with arms of kelp and eyes of pearl, spawned the whale, the shark, the ray, and the coiling serpents of the deep. The Veadir of the herd, with horns like ancient trees, shaped the cow, the horse, the antelope, and the ram. The Veadir of the cunning ones, silent and swift, brought forth the wolf, the fox, and the shadow walkers of night. Even the smallest of flies and the slithering worm had their origin in a Veadir, for nothing that lives was made without intent. And each Veadir, having given birth to its kind, stepped back, and became spirit once more, dwelling unseen in the places where their children tread. Chapter 11, Harmony of the First Realms. And so the Fae and the Veadir dwelt upon the worlds prepared by the Most High. The Fae ruled the elements, they stirred the skies, kindled the stars, deepened the roots, and warmed the stone. The Veadir brought forth the creatures. From forest to plain, mountain to cave, desert to sea, the worlds became full. The Fae danced with the wind and whispered to the trees. The Veadir guided their children to drink, to walk, to fly, to multiply. And though neither the Fae nor the Veadir bore the image of the Most High, yet they fulfilled his will. They were the first stewards, the first dreamers of life, the first echo of the Word made flesh. But the time of the Fae was not eternal, and the Veadir would pass into legend, for another breath was yet to be drawn. A breath shaped in the image of the Most High himself. Selah. The Book of the First Flame. Scroll 3, of the Firstborn of the Worlds. Chapter 9, The Awakening of the Fae. But before the Asur fell, and before the dawn of the man, there were those among creation who were woven into the fabric of the earth itself. These were the Fae, the children of breath and leaf, formed not of rebellion nor of war, but of beauty and the tending of the living things. They were made to keep the groves and guide the rivers, to awaken flowers in their seasons and to teach the birds their song. In the silence of dawn, they stirred, shaping the first breeze and the first leaf, breathing life into the waiting soil. And the Most High, seeing the worlds clothed in wind and sea, mountain and flame, spake once more. Let life rise up from the breath of the elements, and let it sing the beginning of beauty. And from the bones of the earth, the breath of the sky, the pulse of the waters, and the tongue of the flame, he formed the Fae, the spirits primeval. They were not flesh, nor were they of heaven, they were essence made form, soul without dust. The Fae were the first dwellers, crowned with the light of their elements. And to each was given rule, though limited in scope. To some, the command of earth, who shaped the stone and guided the roots. To others, the mastery of air, who sang upon the winds and called the storms. To others, the depth of water, who wove the rivers and stirred the oceans. To others, the flame of fire, who danced in the magma and whispered through heat. Some were crowned with light, radiant and swift, calling forth color and warmth. Others were veiled in dark, silent and slow, tending the shadows and rest. But the Fae were not eternal, nor did they see beyond the moment. They did not command what was hidden, nor knew they what was to come or what had passed. They lived in harmony, but not in purpose, they ruled elements, but not destinies. They were made to keep the groves and guide the rivers, to awaken flowers in their seasons and to teach the birds their song. And the Fae danced in the twilight of the world, neither fully of spirit nor of flesh, but a mingling of the deep and the green. Yet they were free in their ways, bound to no law but that of balance, and they took no heed of the thrones of heaven. And so they walked the hidden places of the earth, keeping to their ancient pacts, and whispering to the seeds and stars alike.